All right, good day, friend. Ted C. Yuba here, Dr. Ted C. Yuba, author of the new Think and Grow Rich, and of course we bring all things in the spirit of the new Think and Grow Rich. And today we have a review done by the author of That HoloMagic C-Squared Factor, being Volume 3 in the sub 4-minute extra mile. And the whole concept behind the sub 4-minute mile, it's a training program inspired by the training system that Roger Bannister used that made him the first human to run the impossible sub 4-minute mile. The whole concept is short, intense training sessions. This volume is no different. It's got 19 sessions like they all do that will allow you in brief, short, focused, intended training sessions to defy and redefine possibility in sub 4 minutes a day. And so we go here to look at the Amazon. We are in the sub 4-minute extra mile category here. We did a little search, and today we want to look at volume 3, That HoloMagic C-Squared Factor. Fortunately, we can look inside the book. Look, we got to do something about this one. It's not on look inside the book, but this one is. So we click, and of course we got the book here. There's, information which we're not trying to get you to read it, but there is, of course, the book description, editorial reviews if you want. The description, of course, is what you want. And we click through here. Let's go see what the front cover looks like. There she be, the front cover, That HoloMagic C-Squared Factor. We've seen the front cover. Let's go see what the table of contents looks like. Okay, so the title piece is right here with That HoloMagic C-Squared Factor. Remember, on all these in the sub 4-minute extra mile, one of the pieces in some way is the title piece. It anchors everything else, all the training sessions. A few other things in it. Thoughts are the cause. Faith, the magnetic force. These interesting times seek to be capable. Examine everything you are doing and adjust. Rising to the occasion. Move directly into action. And there's, of course, more here for you to see. Repeat the self-confidence formula. That's always a biggie. How to work the whole cosmos, one of my particular favorites. Meditation is an active event. You may have heard of the metaphor of the thermostat. Here's one that always gets some debate. This particular one may or may not have the angle that you're looking for. We'll see. So that's what the table of contents looks like at Amazon. We've been looking at Amazon, so now let's look at the Kindle book, the Kindle version. And so we have downloaded the Kindle previewer, which lets us, by the way, this is, by the way, something that people who are publishing get. It also lets us look at our subject in different previewers. For instance, here we are in the device that shows it's Kindle Fire. The device Kindle Fire. Okay, so that's good. That's what we want. And then we can go forward. Introduction. It takes so little to excel. Thoughts are the cause. Now look, see, we're into the book itself, and here are the volume, and here are the different training sessions. And by the way, devices, we could also look at it in, for instance, Kindle for iPhone. See what that does. Oh, it makes it smaller. Why, sure it would in an iPhone, wouldn't you think so? And you'll have more windows too, because there's fewer words, even if you turn it sideways, you'll still have more windows. And then of course there's the original Kindle. Whoops, we don't watch that up. There you go. That's what the original Kindle looks like. And you can go different places. For instance, let's take a look. Let's go to the cover. Oh, well, you know, the original Kindle is black and white. Now, you know why generally, for all the effort it makes, if there are any images, and there are in these books, Kindle Fire will show that in color. And so, then we just start right away. Let's go forward a page. Yeah, look at that. You'll see color image. Didn't I tell you? Acknowledgements. Here's the table of contents. And then, of course, the book starts. And there's the intro. There's training session 1, training session 2. So let's go back to the table of contents. By the way, I'm going to be going over this a whole lot more briefly now that we're moving forward from 3 forward. I'm going to assume you've seen them. If not, you can always go back. That HoloMagic C² factor. Here we are. This mystery of how thoughts can be transmuted, transduced, converted, and changed into physical matter. In other words, how you can change thoughts, desires, and emotions into money sometimes causes newbies to the subject to really scratch their heads. In fact, I've seen people who embraced it on faith who couldn't make the logical connection. Well, that's part of the whole issue. It really is a mysterious, quantum, almost mystical thing. In fact, it all comes from Einstein's famous formula, E equals mc squared. The new Think and Grow Rich posits and uses that formula, where E is on one side of the equation, and M is on the other side. E equals energy, M equals matter. So when you look at the formula, the transformative element is in fact that C² factor. You see that C² factor? This shows the controvertibility of energy and matter. So really, it's all one. It's saying that matter is not something separate from energy. I guess that was a heavy statement. Well, a lot of people have challenges with this whole HoloMagic thing, with C² actually meaning the speed of light squared. But hey, that's the whole purpose of this philosophy, these teachings, to recognize that the mysterious quantum zone between your boiling desire and determination and its manifestation in normal physical reality is that HoloMagic C² factor. Right? The zone, the quantum zone between the desire, its realization is that C² factor. It's the same thing here. It's a C² factor. So how do you do it? Well, get very definite on your definite chief aim in life. The thing that you are passionate about. And then you do your normal auto-suggestions. Get in chunk with your affirmations. Do them, of course, a la Vakagam. This is part and parcel of the new Think and Grow Rich, the teachings. And here you can see them here real quickly. Vakagam, it's an acronym. V stands for the A, visual elements. Auditory, V stands for the V, A for auditory, G, etc. Visual, auditory, gustatory, kinesthetic, movement, emotional elements. By golly gee, we forgot olfactory. They're big, they're grand, they're present tense, they're associated. This is how you make your affirmations. There's a whole science in the book, Make them. We're talking about that HoloMagic factor is that C squared factor. That's the thing that takes your desires into materiality. And this is the way you start to work it with affirmations that have power. And we go back up here and click to the next screen. Hey. Nobody ever said it would be easy. Or that it took a single thought to grow rich. But you do have in your hands the formula to grow rich, the formula to ignite, empower that mysterious HoloMagic quantum transformative element, that HoloMagic C squared factor. All right, folks, what a nice little look at this book, this HoloMagic C squared factor. You want to take another look at another one real quick? Well, let's do that. Let's just zip back here, back to the previewer. Go back up, go to the table of contents. And why don't we say, ooh, look at this, faith, the magnetic force. We'll click here and it should take us, if things work right. Yep. Faith, the magnetic force. We talk about faith as being a magnetic force. We talk about faith as giving you the power as you think. Remember, the people who don't believe that they can achieve something aren't even going to be motivated to get off their duffs and do it. So you got to have that faith. By the way, I hate to tell you, those who don't believe have faith in the event, and that, of course, is what comes to pass also. So, when we talk about the electromagnet, consider the electromagnet as a metaphor. A lump of iron is just a lump of iron, no attractive abilities by itself. But when you add electrodes, run an electrical current through that lump of iron, it takes on a force nobody can see. You can't even see that it looks any different. It doesn't look any different. But it now has and demonstrates new powers that are not there in periods of ordinary mortality, ordinary normality. Now it attracts an objective. So that's what faith does. It becomes that magnetic force. If you don't have it, go get it, because that is what makes everything else work. Yes. Thanks for tuning in for another review. This has been Volume 3. The sub 4-minute mile series allows you to defy the status quo in short, regular, focused, intense, intended training sessions. That's modeled on the system Roger Bannister used to defy and redefine possibility. Hey, for 7 more multimedia, quantum business acceleration training sessions, just go sub4minuteextramile.com. That's sub4minuteextramile.com. Hey, thanks for tuning in. That's Ted C. Yuba. Hope you got a lot out of this session.